Hi everyone, it's Keren Baker and I'm here with a look at Tonic Craft Kit number 23. If you want to see exactly what's in the kit, do have a look on the Tonic Studios Facebook page, and there is a great unveiling from Owen and Alison, and you'll be able to see all of the products. You can see some of the papers here. We've got a gorgeous 6x6 double-sided pattern paper pack. And then you've obviously got all of the dies and stamps and all of the Nuvo products. As I say, I'm not going to show you all of them, but this is going to give you an idea of exactly what is in the kit. So I thought I would show you 3 simple ideas, some a little bit different, and if you want more ideas, you'll find them all on the Tonic Craft Kit website. So do have a look out for those. So to show you what sort of thing that I've done, let's show you the 3 ideas. Okay, so to start off with, and this is what I'll be making shortly, this is a really simple card using some of the products that you get in the kit and exclusively. So you won't need any other products other than what you actually get in the kit, apart from ink and cardstock, which the majority of you are going to have in at home. So that's the first card. You can see it's quite dimensional and it's actually really simple and uses some of the gorgeous glitter that comes, but we'll show you that later. Now the second idea, obviously the shadow boxes. This is your basic element with the die, and I'll show you that briefly in a minute. Now you can stack them together. I had an idea of actually creating your very own advent calendar. Now obviously I've just got 4 because it would have taken me forever to do 24, but this just gives you the basic idea. Now I thought it would be quite fun to have to rip into it. Lots of advent calendars now, you know, they've got specialist whiskey ones, perfume, jewelry. The space in here is perfect for any of those. If you wanted something that needed more depth, you could always stack 2 on top of each other and put a little piece of cardstock to act as a hinge. If you didn't want the recipient to break into the paper, you could always put a little magnet underneath this flap here, a magnet on here, and just put a little scored line to act as a hinge so that the recipient could actually open them up. So that's one idea. And I've just got these ones here. These numerals are the Postal numeral die kit from Tonic Studios. If you look online, you may be able to get that, but any numbers would do. And you can see the papers. These are some of the Merry and Bright double-sided papers that you get in the kit. So that's one idea. Now, the last idea is something completely different. And it is, I just had some papers left in my stash. These are not Tonic papers, but all of us will have paper collections in our stash that we want to use up. So I've just stacked 3 shadow boxes together. When I finish this properly, I'd actually put a backing on it to make sure that the edges don't come apart and it becomes a little bit more substantial. Now you might be wondering what these bits at the top and the bottom, if I just show you, you can see that die there and this die here, those are actually Tonic dies. Some of you may have these. They're the Glorious Gate Edge and the Golden Gate Edge, and those are available on the Tonic website. So do look out for those. But this would be really lovely hung on a wall. You could make it as big or as small as you want. And I've just cut into these, added them on top, put some Craft Perfect twine on the back, and that's going to create a really pretty home decor piece that you would like to perhaps give as a gift or put on your wall. Right, but anyway, let's get on with actually making the card that I've shown you. So let's get started. Before we actually get onto the card, I thought it was worth just showing you how to put the basic shadow box together. You'll see lots of these online, but if any of you are just watching this for the first time, I just thought I'll give you a good idea of exactly how to put the box together. This is the die. This is the main die of the kit, the largest one, and you're going to need to cut 2 of these per box. So once you've got your dies cut out, we're obviously going to fold them along score lines, making sure that they're nice and neat. Those are very simple. They're scored really beautifully, so you don't need to worry that you're going to crease them in the wrong way. And then all you're going to do is just pop them in a crisscross fashion. So you're just going to pop them like this so that it doesn't really matter which way round they go. You can't go wrong with this box. So I'm just going to put quickly, just pop some, this is for ease. If I was doing a box that I was going to have to actually put stuff in, I would use a more of a strong permanent glue like the Nuvo Deluxe adhesive, which I'll be using a bit later. So what you've done is you've just connected those two bits together. So you've got a square at the bottom and you've got all of the flaps coming out from the side. Then all you're going to do is you're going to tuck them. So you're literally folding them inside each other, tucking them down so that you end up with this kind of shape. And those are the edges of the shadow box. And I'll do this super quick because I don't want this video to be too long. And all you're going to do is just make sure it's straight, stick it down, and you're going to go around. If you just go around in order, it is easier. You can stick these little tabs to the edges. I'm not going to do that because I'm just doing this for speed. And it's worth saying as well that when you get to the end, this will actually move backwards. Put a few drops of glue just on the corner here because that will keep it all nice and stuck together. So again, fold them down and round. Last one. Tuck the tabs in. As I say, if I was doing this properly, I would have put glue on those tabs as well. And you're going to tuck this one underneath. Behave. In you go. There we go. And this one goes on top. So the little corner pieces are always going over. Now you can see, even though I've stuck it on, there is a little bit of give, which is why I recommended putting little drops of glue. But you don't need to do that till the edge because this little bit here will move backwards. So it's really nice and simple. That is your basic shadow box. Tons of stuff you can do with that, but let's get on to the card. So my card blank that I'm using is roughly 5.5 by 4 inches. I've just cut a 6x4 card down slightly. And you can see this card coming in here. I've just cut some little sections of paper from the Merry and Bright pack in the kit. So I've cut out a few of them, and the die I've used to create the houses is this one here. Now, if you look really closely, the edge of the die here, it doesn't actually cut down at the end. So it cuts along, which means that it's really easy to extend it. So if you're wanting to create shadow boxes larger than this, if you're wanting to create new home cards, you could have the different layers stacked up together in different colors. This will go on and on and on. So it's a really, really great die. So all I've done is I've cut it out of some of the red paper, some of the grey paper. You can see these double-sided, it's hard to choose which side. And what we're going to do is we're going to layer them on top of each other. Now this one here, which goes at the top, I've actually just put 4 double-sided foam pads in the middle, and I'm going to stick the edges down with glue, which means that I'm going to get a slight curve. That's the idea behind it. And then the one after it, which is going to go on top, I've done the same again, but I've actually added a double layer. So what that means is we just get more of a dimensional look to the card. And then for the final layer, I've cut it out of a piece of cardstock with some double-sided adhesive on. So that means that I can now create this lovely glittered effect. So I'll just use this card to get the glitter in. One of the products that you're going to get in the kit is this absolutely gorgeous colour. It's really delicious, called Strawberry Sorbet. And it's a really bright modern red. It's a bit different. It's got slight pink tones to it, slightly orangey red. It's a gorgeous colour. And all I'm doing then is, once I've done my die cutting, I'm not showing you how to die cut because I think most of you are going to know exactly how to do that. So I've got my super sticky bit now, and then just pop, I'll just remove that. Just pop your glitter all over. Now it's always worth, when you're doing glittering technique like this with double-sided tape, double-sided adhesive, just press it in. Just make sure that every part of the double-sided area is stuck with glitter, and it is super messy. Right, get rid of that. So you can see the glitter is absolutely, try and get that in. Hopefully you can see that if my camera will play ball. There you can see, so sparkly, absolutely gorgeous. So I clear this away. I'm going to have glitter. Whenever I go on the school run, people always say to me, you've got glitter on your face again. They know now that it's not makeup, it is because I've been messing around with craft supplies. Right, so that's the glitter. I will put it away. If I don't put the top on straight away, I just spill it. I'm dreadful at that. So, on to compiling the card. I said it was nice and easy. This is the sort of card that would be perfect if you were doing lots of cards for Christmas. So what I'm going to do first is we're going to pop that towards the top of my piece here. So just take off the tops of my foam pads, and then we're going to get the glue on the edges. And I'm using my favourite glue, which is the Tonic Nuvo Deluxe adhesive, and I've used it so much you can't even see the markings on the glue. But it lasts a really long time. It's got a really, really good grip, so you know that whatever you glue with this, it's not coming unstuck in a hurry. Okay, so just little blobs of glue either side. You've got your adhesive foam pads in the middle, and we're just going to pop that on, try and center it out like that. Squeeze slightly, and then gently press down. What I don't want to do is create sort of a folded area between the adhesive and the foam pad. So just press it at the edges, and that will give you the gentle curve. Same again with the next layer. Take these off. Right, and exactly the same with the glue again. Now, if you do more than just 2 die cuts, so if you took it to 3, you could do a better job of offsetting, because obviously if I do that, it looks much better design-wise than if I have them straight together. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and offset them very slightly. If I'd done 3, it would mean that I'd have that towards the edge. So if you do that, your card will end up looking much better than mine. There we go. And again, just press gently in the middle, and I'm just going to trim off the edge so it's flush with the edge of the green piece. So on to the last bit. Now what you don't need to, because you've already got quite a bit of sort of height there, I'm not going to make it higher. I'm just going to put it over like that and just put adhesive onto the back of it. It's always worth doing. If you've got glitter, try and take it off. It just helps with the adhesive at the end. Just put adhesive there, and I'm just going to put a little bit in the middle there. Just pop that down. There we go. Obviously you'd want to leave this to dry now, and I'm just going to trim it off, and we're going to go on to just popping it all together. So just trim these off. So that's our basic card. I have stamped the sentiment. Use your Nuvo hybrid ink. This one is the black shadow. The black stamps are here somewhere. Here we go. So I've just used Warm Wishes this Christmas onto a thin piece of card. And again, I'm just going to take it, center it, and I'm just going to put adhesive in the edges again. It's better to do it at the edges. If you try and get stuff to stick to the edges when you've got glitter, it isn't always the best idea, because glitter is notoriously bad for allowing you to stick it. But if you have any problems with glitter, you can always get a little craft knife or a pokey tool and actually rub some of it off on the area that you want to put your adhesive on, and that will help it stick better. Let's just try and line this up. Yeah, good to go. I know it feels quite early to be talking about Christmas, but the more organised you are, the better you will be towards Christmas, because there'll be less panic. So not like me and you're still making cards up to Christmas Eve. So all we need to do now is just stick, and again, leave it to dry. But I am doing this in a hurry. So put the glue on the back. Center that. And the great thing about using a wet adhesive is obviously you've got room to maneuver. So if you don't place it on absolutely precisely, like I haven't done here, it's not a problem. There we go. More or less. I'll try and do it quickly. And then we just pop our bottom layer on. There we go. And that's the basic part of the card done. Now, what I've done is I've actually put some little stars on. You can see here, they're really beautiful, and those are part of the kit as well. These are the Mermaid Parade stars, and they're so sparkly, and you get so many. They feel really lightweight, but you've literally got hundreds and hundreds in here. So the way I tend to put on stars, because they're so tiny, you can do it one of two ways. Because it's got such a fine nib on the Deluxe adhesive, it means that you can actually put quite tiny little drops if you're very careful. Whoops. I'll do this quickly. But the challenge now is actually getting the stars onto the card. So what I tend to do it one of two ways. I've used Deluxe adhesive. If you haven't got a very fine nibbed nozzle, then put some glue on one of your acrylic blocks and actually pick up from there. I tend to use, when I'm placing this tool here, Tim Holtz Tonic Craft Pick, and what that means is I can get really into tiny little spaces, and if you haven't got a tiny glue head like that one, just pick some glue up and actually put it on to the card, and that means you'll get tiny pieces of glue and you get them in the perfect place that you actually want. Now this one here, let's just get out a few stars. What I tend to do as well is when I'm picking up, as I put a little bit of glue on, just take that bit off, but leave a tiny bit of glue on, and that means that when I go to pick up my star, I can just pick an individual star and put it up. If you put too much glue on the tip, you'll end up never getting it off. You glue pick. I've got two on there. These stars, so many of them, they tend to stick to each other. Right, let's get the next one. I'll try and do it quickly for you. Obviously, you can see a tiny bit of glue underneath. That's not an issue because it's going to dry clear. So once I've put all of my little stars on, there you are, there's two on there again. There's three on there. Yeah, they don't want to come off. I'll leave that one. That will come off in the end anyway. Do excuse the phone. It's either the phone or the postman ringing at the wrong time. Right, so we've got our basic card there. You can see you've got the sparkle from the stars and you've got the gorgeous sparkle from here as well. So that's how we've made our cards. Really, really easy. Great for batch making if you've got to make lots of cards over Christmas. Hopefully you'll get the kit and you'll come up with some amazing ideas. We would love to see what you create. So don't forget, once you've got your kit and you have made some things, do tag Tonic on whatever social media that you use, and don't forget to be a part of our Facebook community, the Tonic Studios Facebook group. Post your pictures on there. We would love to see what you're creating. So until next time, thanks for joining me. Take care. Bye-bye.